Is Europa League a distraction, or is it a good thing to have?
No, it's a distraction. Thursday, Sunday.
Aye.
I'm just not convinced with Liverpool, to be honest. I'm not, and a lot of it's the manager. I don't know if he can regain his mojo again. We had that incident with the officials. He was smarting. He was, you know, even it looked as if he was going to quit on his chair in the corner at one point last year. It was so bad, so inconsistent. I think they'll be better, but I think others are going to get better. City will be just as good or better. I think Arsenal will improve with the players. Newcastle will improve. United is a big question. I'll give you that. But you know, if I'm Newcastle, signing Tonali, the back four, they're probably not going to tinker with, or the goalkeeper. Chelsea, I'm certainly not convinced about. So I've got them in 6. I'm just not sure Liverpool are going to be able to regain that energy and dynamism that they had almost all of Klopp's spell. So that's why I've
not changed anything, because we were hoping for a bit of controversy from you, but really it's,
what do you mean,
it's just the same as...
Well, having Liverpool outside the top four isn't exactly...
Well, what do you mean controversy?
Well, it's the same as this end of this season, so we thought there might have been some changes.
Oh, that's the same as the end of the season?
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't remember. I don't think back to the end of the season. I don't see, well...
The top 5 is exactly the same.
Well, I think Man City will, unfortunately, for the Premier League, I think they'll win the league again. Whether Arsenal push them all the way, I don't know. I mean, if Harry Kane goes to Man United, which is probably, what, 1% chance?
That's not the conversation we're having now. We've gone from the very early, possible, nearly top 4, and not to talk about who may or may not come in. That's a different thing. We're talking about what they've got, right? That's what we were talking about, wasn't it? So we can't...
I didn't even know when I said that, and that was last... I knew, obviously, Man City and Arsenal, but I didn't really bother below that.
Right.
I mean...
But I think that, for me, is kind of... And Haaland,
Arsenal's still the best of the rest, basically, then?
Particularly if... Well, look, the Havertz signing, we can debate all day. How much he's going to play, will he be consistent? He's definitely going to beef the squad up, there's no doubt about that. If they get Declan Rice, then it's a big get for them.
Yeah, but if they don't...
Well, they maybe go and get Caicedo.
So you can't say they're the best of the rest.
It was
really?
Picks.
No, it's just it's amazing how you can look at these things in so many different ways.
Right.
Because what he's saying about Liverpool is true, that, you know, Klopp kind of looked as though he lost the plot a little bit, and they do need buffering up in the midfield, but they've only signed one player. I mean, you can look at all these things different ways.
So you're starting this season again with an Arsenal negativity?
No. See,
so are Arsenal better than Liverpool?
I'll tell you what I'm doing here. I'll show you what I'm doing here, right? And you'll thank me further down the line.
Well, I don't think so.
Covering your backside, because what's going to happen in about 8 months' time? Somebody's going to ram this programme down our throat and go, "You said."
Guaranteed.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm covering.
So hold on.
Including
you're saying now, as we sit here before we don't know any more signings, you're sat here now and saying Liverpool are better than Arsenal.
I never said that.
Well, you've got Arsenal in 5th.
I never said. I've got Arsenal in 2nd. What are you talking about?
Has he?
Aye.
Right. It's Ian who's making that thing. You know who's caused all this? Ian Dark leaving Arsenal out of the top 4, Ian. Look at what you've caused here in the studio.
Somebody had to do something, Kay. I mean, Stevie's right. We are. They're gonna put that on the screen in about in April or something. And look at you idiots! Look what you predicted back then. But we've been asked to do it. I tell you one team we haven't mentioned here. And I know they've got to play European football, but a very, very improved Aston Villa. I mean, they could be a factor. Don't forget Brighton as well. You know, you've got Tottenham. What's going to happen there? We don't know. But it's going to be a really interesting Premier League again.
Tottenham are not even in the equation. The one thing with Brighton is, and I thought about Brighton, but then they're selling their best players, and now the recruitment is brilliant, but it's hard to keep recruiting at that level. Very difficult.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.